Hey guys, this is the war against narcissism, and today what I want to talk to you about is the fact that when it comes to relationships with narcissistic people, my solution is always the same. It is to leave, get out. Treat your relationship with a narcissist the way you would treat a haunted house. If you're in, get out. If you're out, stay out. But it is important to acknowledge that not in all situations can you just leave. For example, if you're 12 years old and the narcissist in your life is your parent, obviously you can't leave. If you are in a marriage and your significant other makes all of the finances, it is not always possible for you to just leave. Or if you're not in a marriage, if you're in a relationship and you live with someone, but you are not married, and again, the finances are all on one side and you're reliant on this person, whether it be financially or otherwise, right? And you can't just leave that person yet. It is understandable. I want you to know that I acknowledge that, and there are good reasons not to end a relationship right now. So don't feel bad if that is your situation, but allow me to give you some tools to mitigate the damages that are caused by the narcissist in your life, if you will. So the first tool that I'm going to give you is called No Jade. Now, No Jade comes from AA, which is Alcoholics Anonymous, and No Jade means no justifying, no arguing, no defending, no explaining, right? And when it comes to narcissistic behavior, it is very, very similar to the behavior that is displayed by alcoholics, unfortunately, because narcissism and alcoholism are both addictions. The alcoholics are addicted to alcohol, and narcissists are addicted to people, are addicted to consuming people. So in that sense, what's going to happen is, oftentimes when you have issues with your narcissist, you're going to be accused of things you haven't done. They're going to recall events in different ways that they actually happened, and you will fall into their trap if you start to justify yourself in your actions, if you start to argue with them, if you defend yourself against these accusations that are completely false, and if you start to explain more than once, of course, to the narcissist. That's where they trip you. If you remember, I did say that induced conversation is how they trip you up. They will get you to argue with them and trip you up, make you react, frustrate you, get you to react badly, and then point the finger at you and say, you're the problem, it's you, I knew it all along, here's the proof, and here you are now holding all their shame for them, and they've won, they've succeeded. So if you want to avoid that, what I would suggest is no jade. Again, no justifying, no arguing, no defending, no explaining. Now, the second trick that you want to use is gray rock. And to put it simply, gray rock is, if you were arguing with a stone, a gray rock, what would it answer you? Nothing, right? So to put it simply again, when it comes to gray rocking, it means be boring. Don't give your narcissist unnecessary attention. If your narcissist asks you a question, of course you can answer it, but if you can see that you're being pulled to react emotionally, just don't say anything. Pretend nothing happened, or answer the question if a question needs to be answered, and move on. Don't answer to the emotional pull that is being done by the narcissist. I'll give you an example. You have two co-parents, and one co-parent asks the other, or the other co-parent asks you, the children finished school at 3 today, do you want to pick them up or should I? And instead of just asking that, they say, well, you probably should, because as you always say, I can't do anything right, and blah blah blah, right? And you feel the need to say, I've never said you can't do anything right. Of course you can pick up your children if you want, but again, this is jading. This is just justifying, arguing, defending, explaining, and this is the emotional pull that they're doing in order to reel you in and have an argument and trip you up, right? So, gray rocking would be, pick them up at 3. And you're answering just that, or you pick them up, or I'll pick them up at 3, right? And not even answering to that emotional pull, right? So what happens with narcissists is often, as I said, they will induce a conversation in order to get you to argue with them. And a great saying, and I love this saying, is, don't wrestle with pigs in the mud, right? The only thing that's going to happen is you're gonna get dirty, and they like it, they enjoy it, right? So arguing with a narcissist is wrestling with a pig in the mud. The only thing that's going to happen, you're not gonna find clarity in this argument. You're not going to come to an agreement. I mean, let's be honest, when have you, in what situation have you had an argument with your narcissist and it ended well? It doesn't. What happens is you end up frustrated, you end up mad, you end up having a fight, and nothing is resolved, and then you have these arguments again and again and again, right? So what I would definitely suggest is don't have these arguments, don't wrestle with the pigs in the mud, because you're only going to get dirty, and they like it, they enjoy it. That's how they pull your emotional energy. So again, the tools are no jade, gray rock, and if you can, of course, the best tool, the best way to handle a narcissist is still no contact, because these tools are tools in order to mitigate the damage that is caused by the narcissist, but they're not solutions. They're not the end all be all. Toxic people are always toxic. They will always remain toxic no matter what, and no amount of gray rocking and no jading is going to end the abusive behavior that they display. The only solution to end these behaviors is no contact. With that being said, I hope I can help you shed some light on these issues. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below. Please like, follow, subscribe, and please share in order to raise narcissistic abuse awareness with your friends. This is the war against narcissism, guys. Salute.